Stop
Mine.
it. Stop
Mine.
it. Stop it. Stop
My
it.
turn.
Stop
My
it.
turn.
Ah!
Got it. Well, hello and welcome again to another episode of Mike Takes the Mic. Here we're to talk to Headmaster Christopher Dyer at Reborn Martial Arts in Northern Virginia. And we came across an interesting issue a little bit earlier today. And I also have something that you may not be aware of about me. My first interest in martial arts was actually Tai Chi. And I found it very interesting and applicable to other areas of my life. And I kind of sort of started in Tai Chi a little bit, but then went down the rabbit hole of Shaolin Kempo karate. So there are many aspects of Tai Chi, of course. There's clearly striking, the Chin-Nan, the felling. And the issue that brings us here today is there's another capacity of Tai Chi, another avenue, which is push hands, which is normally sold as Tai Chi sparring, so to speak. So, what are your thoughts on Tai Chi sparring, push hands, as it relates to the fact that you use Tai Chi in your curriculum to teach martial arts?
My thoughts on it, just like everything else that we do, it's training. I think the aspect of getting a sense of where a person's energy is, and when I say energy, I want all you YouTubers out there not to think of chi blasts and this sort of thing. I haven't gotten there yet in my training. When I talk about energy, I mean the force that they're giving you, how it can be moved around, right? So, for example, he gives me just a push here, that is equivalent to a person throwing a punch and I have a block. I'm sensing that energy, the direction of motion, the force that he's giving me. And now I'm learning to displace it, to feel where it's going, right? Typically a punch is going to you, so this is pretty simple, you move it out the way. But when it gets into things like grappling or throwing arts, like look at judo, you could look at a judo match as a very intense version of push hands, right? Two-arm push hands. We're both interacting, we're trying to get locks on each other to displace, to throw. Like that is the principle. That's kind of where I think the mindset when push hands was created, that's kind of what they were going for, is this idea of feeling for where are they weak, where are they strong, are they balanced, are they upright or whatnot. Is it the ultimate form of, like it's the highest form of martial arts training? I think that for a lot of folks it is. I think that is the pinnacle of the art. And this is kind of, in our previous video we talked like, yes I teach Tai Chi, yes I teach specific Kung Fu, but I kind of shy away from saying that is what I teach, because I teach more than that. That is not the highest form of my art, I don't think. We do live sparring, we do improvised techniques, we do unknown attacks, we do multiple attackers. You don't see that in push hands, right? So I think that it's not the ultimate style of my art. I think that it is a useful skill. Just like I think what the hardest part that I have of saying, I teach strictly Tai Chi, I don't, is because you get these concepts, these views that, we've both been in these classes where you're holding your single whip and the instructor comes by and adjusts your hand. I was in one of my first Tai Chi classes, this was at our rec center, the entire class was lined up in our single whip and the instructor is coming by and fixing the hand. Now maybe he was unlocking some chi centers in our body. That's awesome, fantastic, great, but nobody in the class could do the form.
Or probably recognized the adjustment.
What the application was, why you did the adjustment. I can tell you why we did the adjustment. Because that instructor wanted to keep having class. And so by making those micro adjustments, everybody realized it was more for them to learn. It wasn't useful, but it was giving him an opportunity to say, look, we got to work on this because your hand's not in the right place. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff out there. So
how does that relate to push hands?
Yeah, so push hands is one of these things. And again, I know I'm going to get flaming emails and text messages from people out there.
Or the comments.
Or the comments below, please, yeah. Even if you love me, you can still flame me in a comment below, and that's okay. I've had people say this is the ultimate form of our style. And I'm just like, Okay. So what brought this about, I guess, was we were talking earlier. A guy had come in off the street earlier today and threw down a push hands challenge, and I was okay. So we just kind of we're doing the thing, and he kept kind of getting on me. You need to do more, and like, to what end, right? So we know where this is going to go. He's thrown down this push hands challenge, which was kind of silly, and he's baiting me into giving him more. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. Like, where do we go from here? You pull me off balance. Oh, we get it. I'm like, this is silly, right? There is no clear end. I push you off balance. Congrats, right? You don't really get anywhere. Like, I think the value comes from just simply doing the drill of feeling where we're going and whatnot. But I think that it needs to be more lively than just kind of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I know that, again, a lot of people are going to put negative comments below, and that's fine. I can't wait to read them.
All press is good press, as they say.
Yeah, but I think that there's value in all of these training, right? All of these types of drills. But I think that, especially this day and age, I think people need to reevaluate why they do the drills they do. They can't just kind of, because we've always done it this way, doesn't work anymore.
All right. Well, interesting thoughts. Hit us up in the comments below. And thanks again for joining us for another episode of Mike Takes the Mic. And if you're in town, if you're in Springfield, check us out at Reborn Martial Arts, Northern Virginia. Thanks.